Now that you've successfully logged into Artha, you can now begin your portfolio optimization process. You can see your portfolios and models are listed out here. They're tabbed out separately. So you can see both your client portfolios and your proposals. So let's get into the optimizer. And we can go ahead and select whether or not to optimize a portfolio or a model. In this case, we'll go ahead and optimize an existing client portfolio. So we can go ahead and bring up a client, select our portfolio. We can see here, this portfolio has 100 securities with a risk score of 77. Next, we want to select an optimization objective. We can choose from a litany of different optimization objectives we have available. In this case, we'll go ahead and select to maximize the risk-adjusted return of the portfolio. And we can do that over a certain time period. So you can see the time periods we have selected. We'll go ahead and optimize over a 36-month period. Therefore, we'll be able to capture a couple more market cycles than if we were just to do the prior 12 months. But now we want to be able to manage the risk score of the portfolio. So we saw that we have a current risk score of 77. The optimizer here allows you to scale your risk score up, down, or where it currently is. Let's try to lower the risk score. So what we'll do is, again, if you remember, this portfolio has a risk score of 77. We'll go ahead and try to lower the risk score to 65 to 70. So you can see that the optimizer came back with an optimized current portfolio within our risk score range. It lowered the risk score to 70 and maximized the risk-adjusted return of the portfolio over the 36-month period market cycle. Now let's try one more exercise, but this time we'll go ahead and try to maintain the existing risk score and add some modifications. So let's go ahead and maintain the risk score between 70 and 80. And as you can recall, our portfolio has a risk score of 77. And let's go ahead, expand our security universe between 25 and 100 securities. And let's go ahead and keep our weight bounds the same. This time, we'll go ahead and add an exclusionary security. So let's go ahead and exclude Tesla. And let's include making sure that we keep our current position of NVIDIA. This can be important if you're trying to manage capital gains tax exposure for clients with a long-dated position. So let's go ahead and click NVIDIA. And you'll notice that there's a drift parameter here. So this defines how much you're allowing the security to move in the optimization process. The current weight is 9.32. Let's assume that we want to keep the weight of NVIDIA at 9.32. So we'll go ahead and define the drift as 0, telling the optimizer to not move off of the 9.32% position of NVIDIA. And we can see the results have returned the portfolio, maintained the risk score of 77, and improved the return profile of the portfolio. And we can see that it adhered to our bounds, maximally 10%, 50 basis points. And we can see NVIDIA was maintained at 9.32. And we can also see that Tesla was indeed excluded from the portfolio. Of course, there's plenty of different scenarios and parameters that you can change and update. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to our support team by following the link above to support. Please enter your information and your message, and we'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you.